So you're addicted to the little indie game Goobies, but chances are you haven't even seen or heard of the impossible boss that the devs put into the game, all to tantalize you with just enough gameplay in order to get you to purchase the game. Wait, purchase the game? That's right. In the demo for Goobies, the devs let you play through the first map normally, and then, all of a sudden, they spawn a boss that is meant to be impossible to beat. Their only mistake. They put a health bar on the thing. It's just a measly, wait, hundreds, thousands. Yep, that's 10 million hit points. Okay then, alrighty then. First things first. If you want to enter this obvious coming war of attrition, you'll need to download the Goobies demo, not the full game. I only met the boss since I don't have the full game personally. I'd buy the game myself using my Patreon donations if I had one. And there goes step 1 complete on the old 3-step plan. Once you're inside of the demo, the first thing that you'll notice is that unlike your regular rich man's game, you don't have access to the artifact system, and most importantly, if you got a favorite character from before, do it again. So you'll have to play through the first map normally, collecting your orbs, hugging your trees, and building however you like until you meet and beat the first random boss. Then you enter map number 2. At first, the map seems fairly normal, at least until it comes time to spawn the map's boss. Instead of your usual crew, you come face to face with the screen-wide impossible end of demo boss. His name tells you everything you need to know. He runs stupidly fast and hits like a truck. Oh, and did I forget to mention that he also lobs dozens of packs of mobs at you that take your hit points down in the blink of an eye? Yeah, we need a real plan. After all, proper preparation and planning prevents piss-poor performance. So if the boss always spawns after the first boss is beaten in the second map, what if we decided to take advantage of this little fact by, let's say, never beating the first boss and instead holding the first map hostage and gaining all the levels? The only question is, well, how? Attacks in this game can't seem to be manually targeted without artifacts, and even if they could, most of your power comes from making the entire screen explode in enemies all at once. So how are you supposed to stop the boss from exploding in the middle of all that? Just add a dash of exploits, dear viewer. Silly you, did you think that beating the impossible would be done without making a mockery of the game's rules? There are these things known as rocks in this game that tend to trap you after a wrong movement or two, and I'm totally not speaking from experience here. But certain bosses can be forced to continuously run into these walls in an attempt to deed screen you. Now, most bosses this doesn't work with, as they either just move too fast or don't really move at all. But there is one who hits that sweet zone of movement speed, and due to the fact that he literally stops to attempt to hyperbeam you out of existence, Magus. You see, Magus is a ranged boss, and his attacks can't make it through every single rock. And it can make it through small gaps in the rock formation. You just need to take advantage of his limited AI and bravely cower behind the rock formations, taking out any minions that tend to come in your direction, especially any mini-bosses that tend to spawn. You see, these mini-bosses give you a free upgrade every time you beat one, and these abilities skyrocket your power. The best part of all this? The map only ends if you manage to beat the boss, and the mini-bosses will spawn forever, so you can gain as many of these as you want. Just be careful that your chain shots or AoE damage doesn't accidentally beat the boss too early. Ah, crap. Oh well. It's fine. Mobs scale in 3 ways, with 3 things. As time goes up, as your level increases, and as the map number increases. Bosses will scale based off of your DPS, but they are irrelevant to the end of demo since most boss runs don't even come within a tenth of his HP, even in the later stages of a run, yet alone in map 2. But with these parameters, the mobs will increase in density, type, and durability. So unless you've got some good AoE, you'll be overwhelmed the instant you hit map 2. Don't worry though. Not all is lost, for we have at least learned something with this failure, and just need to fish for Magus again on a trappable map. After a short time of fishing that you can't prove otherwise, we got ourselves another great seed. If only I wasn't so incompetent. Classic Wukai move right there, that is. But despite this setback, I figured I may as well see how I do versus the end of demo. Well, you learn pretty quick that you need at least 2 capsules in order to not be instantly run over by the damned thing. Oh, and while you can opt not to take Thick Hide for that sweet, sweet regen, you better at least have them nunchaku dodgeball skills to do so. So to recap, we need at least Capsule 2 and Thick Hide before we face off against the end of demo boss. But I also failed to mention that your little slime buddy man doesn't like attacking the end of demo boss either. The boss doesn't have attack priority, and can really only be beaten by targeting mobs around him and hitting him with AoE attacks or ricocheting attacks. Great. Just great. Not only does he have 10 million hit points to slog through, but you also can't attack him directly. Ready to quit right here, I had an idea. What if we stacked up on an ability that procced on attack like Hailstorm? You can control where the AoE goes so you don't just melt the boss since the hail only falls around you, and it can damage the end of demo since he relentlessly chases you down. If you stack some Dizzy Balls or 1,000 Needles, you could theoretically cause a damaging trail to slowly whittle the end of demo down. The only problem with this strategy is that I'm not a very good fisherman, and Magus refused to spawn. I did manage to kite Mumza down around some rocks, but couldn't do so forever before I gave up and just entered map 2 early. I figured I could at least test out the new strategy against the impossible boss. There were many close calls, but anytime I got nuked from orbit, I bravely ran away. Then, the mini-bosses began to spawn, and you gun them down for each and every power-up they offer. Only one, well technically 2 if you include the healer, will give you problems. And it's that cheeky octopus-looking thing. It lures you in with those sweet, sweet words. But if you know anything about octopi, it's that all their words are damnable lies. He will suck you into the end of demo or even hold you into its orbits. Be very careful around them. It took nearly a half hour since engaging the boss, but we had him down over 1 million hit points. Then, the unthinkable happens. No wonder the end of demo loved the octopus so much. Its health was a lie. 1 whole hour of attrition fighting later, map 3 opens its doors. And oh god, I forgot about the way mobs scale with both map and time. My PC nearly died right then and there with the fans going up to 11. I really need to get a new computer, so subscribe, since I'm positive that's how you get a new one, right? All joking aside, the Thick Hide came in handy as it slowly healed me back up and through each of these different lag spikes. Then, the end of demo returned as the 3rd map boss. But this time, with only 8 million hit points. Are you just supposed to fight him in different ways until either your PC breaks or you do? Or wait, did his hit points integer overflow? That 10 million HP might have been an integer overflow, as he melted fast there. Low on health, I bravely stood on a hill to heal up. Especially because I knew that in the new map, I'm going to have a new lag spike, and I'm not going to survive a single shot. And I was right. The next map was not forgiving with the lag, and my fans were sounding like an airplane taking off until the 3rd end of demo spawned. And we took a wrong turn and found ourselves trapped by some rocks. It's like some kind of sick karmic joke the game was playing on us for trapping Magus there earlier. We got so close, yet so far. We dealt enough damage that we integer overflowed it, and the sheer amount of unlocks that we got would make the next attempt easier. Yeah, it's only 2 characters. It's the demo, remember? You don't have access to anything else.